It's episode 101, everybody! Yeah! Woo! Fucking hell. Yes, hello, we are the Critical Twits. This is episode 101 where we're going to talk you through all the fun we had at UK Games Expo 2018. I'm Critical Brian.
I'm Critical Aaron.
I'm Critical Jamie.
So now that makes me look weird because I'm wife of Twit and none of you are Twits.
Yeah. My favourite part of the UK Games Expo was every time you introduced yourself to someone as wife of Twit, they asked whose wife you were, and we all claimed collective ownership of you, and much hilarity was had.
Yeah, I'm still actually getting messages on Instagram from companies addressed to wife.
Nice, that's all right.
Yeah.
I may have described it as a reverse Mormon situation, but I don't know if that'll make the cut. I'm editing. It's fine. I'll keep it in. Yes, so the UK Games Expo was held from the 1st to the 3rd of June.
Yes.
2018 at Birmingham at the NEC.
Yes.
Yes. I always
a
get
big
that.
place with the N, the E, and the C written right in the front.
I don't look up. As you know from when we tried to find Elite Dangerous.
Oh yeah, good point.
And
with
they
their
had
big, massive banner in the corner.
that
but
banner
hanging
must have been
over
about
everything.
8 foot by 12.
That was the trick though, because there was 4.
There was 4 of them.
There was 4 Elite Dangerous banners in various locations throughout the NEC.
I
but
never
they
saw one, yeah.
Yeah, and they would have pointed you at least towards the right way.
No, they were in complete opposite areas. I spoke to the people at Elite Dangerous and they were very confused that one of their banners was right by the front door and nobody could find them because they were in the back right hand corner.
Just stood at the front door looking up and crying.
Please fall from the sky, cards.
They should have put them up in a rickety fashion so they really would be dangerous.
Yeah.
Puns.
Yes.
So this is the 5th time we've attended the UK Games Expo.
And it was the first time I went.
First time Jamie went.
Mm.
And the 3rd time we've gone as press.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. I was looking
26.
back through it today, yeah.
Yeah, so there's lots of chat and similar that we've done before. The last couple of years we've got loads of audio interviews with people.
Mm-hmm.
But this year we decided to do something slightly different. So we recorded everything with the help of our technical officer, cameraman, Critical Jamie. Well done.
Thank you.
Lots of shots of the top of my head. You are a large man. No, I'm not. I'm like one of those tiny espresso cups. Tiny but potent.
It's like the in the Lord of the Rings films where they did the forced perspective to make Gandalf and the Hobbits just without the forced perspective.
Yes, yeah, it's just Gandalf and the Hobbits, isn't it? It's more the Hobbits and a giraffe, I think. So we've got lots of videos that we will link through a link to the playlist that contains everything. We're going to be releasing them sort of the week and maybe the week after the expo and the week just after that, because there's quite a lot
We've
of
got
them.
a few of them, yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to release 57 videos in a day. People tend to get annoyed.
Yeah.
Well, they miss things, and we want them to enjoy them all.
Watch everything.
Yes.
Watch everything.
And click like.
And
click
subscribe. And the little dingy bell.
And the little dingy bell, yeah, everyone's
That's the dingy bell is the in thing right now, isn't it?
yeah, everyone's going mad for the dingy bell on
just
YouTube.
Don't forget to ring the bell.
Yeah.
Yes. Cling cling.
The only bell Brian has is the bell of shame.
Yes.
So, anyway, the UK Games Expo then.
Yes.
We played lots of games that were themed around animals.
We did.
Yeah.
What did you play? We're just going to talk about random things as they occur to us and make some recommendations, I think. That seems to be the plan.
We played Forgotten Floof.
Is that Floof as in Floof?
Yes, Floof. Which is a game about guinea pigs and how they've evolved through society but nobody wants them anymore.
Oh.
And they're all forgotten and they're abandoned out on the streets and you have to give them homes before they get smushed.
Because obviously they're guinea pigs. They've not really evolved that far. They don't know how to look after themselves.
Yeah.
And
they never get past the practice stage.
No.
And they're really, really small. So there's 5 tribes of different types of guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And you have to save them from cats, cars,
Themselves drowning in cereal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They can turn into roadkill. They hang themselves under suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
They hang themselves under suspicious circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Death by
just
suspicious
a little picture of
circumstance.
some guinea pig legs and a knocked over chair.
Yeah, the artwork was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
what-
there's different tribes you can get. So I had the hippie tribe.
Yeah, well,
You
it's
have
Lab
the-
1353, so the
The actual
escaped-
guinea pigs. Yeah.
So the big mutant steroid guinea pig.
There was
the
gangster
cultist.
guinea pigs.
Oh yeah, the gangster guinea pigs. Yeah, the cultist guinea pigs.
Cthulhu?
There was no Gimfulu, no. There was
Okay.
a guinea pig. I can't remember what it was. Jesus and somebody else. There was like a multi-faith guinea pig god.
Oh,
Was it Vishnu? It wasn't Vishnu, no. Didn't
I
have
know.
any arms.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was like it was a multi-faith guinea pig because if you bought the hospital, then you got a miracle
No,
card.
the temple.
The temple, then you got a miracle card. Wasn't it when you filled the hospital as well?
Oh yeah, if you filled them
When
all
you
with,
filled the hospital
with
if you
injured guinea
saved
pigs.
Injured guinea pigs. Because
Okay.
they have to. You're fighting for resource, so you send your guinea pigs into battle,
Okay.
and if you win, you get the resource, but the guinea pig dies no matter what. If you win, your guinea pig gets injured rather than dead, so you can put it in your hospital to save it.
Okay.
And then at the end of each round, a catastrophe will happen, and it can be a cat eating them, or a car running them over, or
a catastrophe.
yes,
Or a car-astrophe?
yeah. But it was a pretty cool little game. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like a cross between Settlers of Catan with the resource gathering and building.
Okay. Is that
mixed-
like randomly with dice? Or
No, you
cards?
get 5 cards of resources out in front of you. More if you've got mines and stuff like that. You get personally,
Guinea pig mines.
yes,
Okay.
and then you compete over those resources by saying, "I want that one. I am sending a guinea pig to grab it."
Okay.
If 2 of you have done that, you send your guinea pigs to fight over
Okay.
it in a kind of Arctic Scavengers kind of way.
Okay, so do you have is it a deck builder? Do you have a hand of guinea pigs and then you put
Yeah.
them face
You
down?
have
Yeah.
5 guinea pigs and
5
3
guinea pigs, yeah.
resources to start.
So
Okay.
you can only put as many guinea pigs down as you've sent to go collect that resource,
Yeah.
and then you pick on whether
3.
you think you're gonna.
3 guinea pigs per round.
Yeah, you send up to 3 guinea pigs around. So all one go for one resource and trounce it or spread them out.
Okay.
And then who's got the most powerful guinea pig wins, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then you build hospitals, prisons, townhouses,
temples,
Prisons.
temples.
prisons. Yes,
Yeah, prisons house the most guinea pigs.
Okay.
So you get the free prison guards or prison guinea pigs,
Okay.
prison guineas.
That
prison
sounds
pigs.
that sounds dodgy as fuck, man.
Wouldn't they
Yeah.
still just be guinea pigs because they're police officers?
That's true. Yeah,
Guinea pig pigs.
So they'd be guinea pigs.
Nice.
and then for every opponent's guinea pig you attempt to murder, you get to put them in your prison. You get a couple of them in prison as well. So you get to
Nice.
capture your opponents, and then whoever's got the most guinea pigs at the end of the game wins.
fair enough.
Simple as enough. Simple as that.
Except
Um,
all my guinea pigs were named Mike. Oh, I only managed to save the ones called Mike. Everyone else I murdered.
That's because they're my
Ah,
too many puns today already.
Mike guinea pigs.
So how long did it take to play? Who's it by, and how much would it cost if it's available?
It's on Kickstarter, so it's not available yet, but you
Okay.
can follow them on Facebook and Instagram. It's created by a guy called Kieran, who's got a really lovely little team of artists and developers. But it took about half an hour to play.
Oh, cool, that's
Yeah.
good. I like it. I'm getting more into like a quick
Quick.
little game than let's play New Angeles for 7 hours and then lose anyway.
It's because
Well,
you're getting old.
That time we played Dead of Winter for 12 hours, I cried.
Or when you play, what was it, Spartacus, and I just went to bed.
Yes.
New Year's Eve, and I just went to bed. I think the most exciting part of that New Year's Eve was when someone set light to the bin outside.
Yeah,
Because that was actually doing something.
yeah. We've not had a board gamey only New Year since
No,
because it was a bad idea.
I don't think it was a bad idea. I think that game was a bad idea.
I genuinely think it contributed directly to the collapse of my last relationship.
Shit.
Jamie, did you see anything that particularly piqued your interest?
Good question. Yeah, there was some really interesting games there. Obviously, our friends over at Spider-Man Games with their Elite Dangerous battle cards.
Yes.
I filmed quite a lot of games through the day, but that was one of the ones I most enjoyed filming because I enjoyed watching it whilst recording.
Yes,
I thought-
definitely.
yeah. So, and as you two got to play it,
This
Yeah.
is the great thing about being a midget who can't use a camera is I get to play the games and you have to video me.
yeah. Can you tell us a little bit, Aaron, about?
So it's a 2-player card game. where you are building ships to compete over 3 different objectives on the board. Plays sort of very similar to other sort of collectible card games in a way, so not dissimilar to Magic the Gathering, that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
where you recruit monsters or
Spaceships.
units. In this case, you build spaceships, but rather than just sending them all forward in a rush, you've got 3 different areas.
Yes.
I quite like the fact that did make it slightly different to several other games, was the fact you had the area control aspect of it.
Yes.
I had quite a few ships that could redeploy from one area to another.
Yeah.
So I cunningly used that to help me crush... Oh, spoiler. Check out the video to see what happens.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a video of it. I still think it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still really enjoyed it. Yeah, no, it's the free, because you win the game by having control of
2 out of the 3
two of the 3
objectives.
objectives. Yeah. And yeah, there could be just stuff like fighting each other until one person's destroyed all the other ships, trying to mine the most resources from an area, to escorting some transports from one side to the other, essentially.
I think if you're a fan of the Elite PC game, then you'll definitely find it entertaining.
Yeah, the thing I liked most about when we talked to John and Oliver from Spider-Man Games was that they're releasing the game as a season pack.
Yes.
Full of spices, salt, pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon. They're going to do them as season packs where they have all the cards for that season in one go, like a living card game style
so
model.
much better than CCG.
So no random boosters, no... I paid £1,900 on the internet for a Black Lotus, and now I get to win every single time I draw it.
Yeah.
It took us about an hour to play, but we were learning, and also, I was being hilarious while we played it. So, that took up a couple minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed that though. Looking forward to that coming out. It's going to be on Indiegogo in the near future, I believe.
Yep. We'll be posting a video to our channel round about the same time as the Indiegogo launches.
Yes, we've got the video, we're just waiting. So my big purchase for the Expo was the Kickstarter exclusive, apparently, edition of Fog of Love. Fog of Love is a romantic comedy board game where 2 players take the side of different people in a relationship. They have different scenarios and they have competing desires, aims, goals, objectives to complete that they're not allowed to share with their romantic partner, and lots of... It's kind of a story-based game in a way, I suppose.
Yes.
I was particularly drawn to... Because it's a story game, you don't want to play it necessarily over and over. I was particularly drawn to the Kickstarter edition that they had that had all 3 of the expansions with it. They'll be coming out separately, but it already had them with it. Which means I probably will never need to actually replay it or such. Like, I've got loads of stuff. Killed Jamie with that comment. I'll just play through all of the things. Aaron and wife, you played Fog of Love for a bit.
Yes, we did.
At their stall. What did you think of it? It's fine if you didn't like it. I only spent £70. I'll only cry a little bit.
We did like the game.
Yes.
We didn't like the environment the game was in.
Very rammed.
That was
wasn't
the
it?
difference because
It
they had.
looked nice.
It was
did,
amazing.
yeah.
How they'd done it was amazing, but they had high sides, lots of balloons, candlelit environment. It was very snug, very intimate. Unfortunately, also very cramped, and people kept bumping into us.
Yeah.
I felt claustrophobic, so we only played one round.
They had enough for 8 people to play at once. 8 games.
Couples.
8 couples to play. They could have done with maybe half of that.
Yeah.
But more spaced
But
out.
with more space.
Yeah, I tried filming you guys play and it was just too noisy and too...
Yeah, that was the thing we had. It's just a game very much about sort of communicating with each other, even though you're not allowed to...
You can't say, I am selfish and I need this, but you can be like, well, I just want to do that.
Yeah.
It encourages role play as well, which
definitely.
I like, which is always good in a relationship.
Yeah, I quite like the mechanic of trying to figure out, because obviously the goal is for both of you to still be together by the end of the game, ideally.
Yeah.
Which will only happen if both of you kind of reach your goals. So you want to get to be, like you said, as selfish as possible, as artistic as possible.
Yeah.
And your opponent, it's not your opponent, That's a very different game of love.
It's odd because it is a little bit competitive, but it is also cooperative.
Yes.
There's a kind of push and pull there.
Yeah.
It was quite odd playing it as a married couple actually, because there were some questions that came up where you kind of think, is he going to answer it as a husband or is he going to answer it as his character?
Yeah.
And one question popped up, and it was okay. It was something like, where would you live? Right, you're married. Where are you going to live?
Yeah.
Like in the town, in the country, etc., etc. And we both we saw the card and we were like, well, obviously the answer for both of us is in the country because we bought a house in the country. But what would our characters say?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then we were like, oh god. And then we ended up both going, well, our characters would want to live in the country as well.
Cool. That's nice. Yeah.
But the dilemma was like, real life, fake life.
You get
real
confused.
Life, fake life.
No, it was the public sex question. It's like,
in a tent.
Yeah. No, just out in the field. You're wandering around in the field. It's a lovely, beautiful day. The grass is quite tall but soft and luscious. One of you suggests maybe doing something in the bushes. And what do you respond? So it's like, yes, I'll definitely try anything like that. Okay, maybe, but only this once. No, I would never do anything like that.
Yeah.
I think I put down, because my character wanted that kind of impulsivity. Was like, one's going to have sex in the thing. When you picked...
absolutely no way.
Absolutely no way.
Dirty pervert, get away from me.
I saw her flip the letter over for the choice of, go on, let's do it. And she looked at me, it's like... I've told you no with that before. No.
That's an exciting insight into your relationship.
Yeah. We fell out of love on that one, didn't we? We lost 3 love points.
Yeah, so you sort of try to gain as much love points as you can during the course of the game.
Just like a real relationship.
But it's a bit harsh because you pick each other's traits.
Yeah.
So he had me in a wheelchair with
tattoos.
Yeah.
You pick the other person's physical traits because that's what attracted you initially.
Yeah.
But then you pick your own mental traits.
Yes. Because you get a choice of your own mental traits. So I was picking the physical ones, but even the physical ones have an effect on how your character is.
Yeah. I just thought it'd be an interesting game to play because it's not about space marines conquering a planet. It's not about adventurers conquering a dungeon, and it's not necessarily like a city party game or that kind of thing. It's kind of
it's a very intimate game.
It's an interesting theme.
I think it'll be a really good game if you can play it away outside of that environment.
Yeah.
I was getting into it, but it was too noisy, it was too bumpy.
Yeah,
it was just too.
It's the kind
enclosed.
of game you want to have a candle lit in the middle of the table and do it, even if it's with a mutual friend rather than somebody you've actually got feelings for, just because it just fits the atmosphere.
What else did we have a look at that we enjoyed?
We did find some very filthy party games.
We did, yes.
So I think we're going to bundle these into one because they were also right next door to each other.
They were. It was kind of like a little corner of smut.
Yeah, but there's some games that felt very similar to Cards Against Humanity in the theme and style. Although with some distinct differences that might want you wanted to go out and get a copy to complement your other filthy adult party games.
Yes.
But we had a look at Gutterhead. So it's like Pictionary but with Cards Against Humanity style clues.
The video has me doing some terrible things to Colin.
Yeah.
Terrible subjective.
I don't think he's into that. So.
I wasn't paying attention to what you guys were playing because I was too busy talking to Zach's dad. So
Zach being the
creator of the game. So actually I just turned around and you were doing that to Colin and I was a bit like, what the hell are you doing in the middle of the convention?
Yeah, so in the middle of the convention, what was it, about 10:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
I was pretending to orally stimulate Colin's back passage.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't strip him naked or anything, just from the waist down.
You did push him over though.
I did a bit. I bent him over. You've got to get in there.
Get the right angle.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that actually. I liked playing things like Pictionary when I was younger, but they're a bit kind of old hat now.
Yeah.
I think with a few beers maybe on a New Year's.
Yeah.
Instead of Spartacus, we could draw ejaculating penises.
Yeah. It was, or a chicken nugget in my case,
Oh,
for Australia.
Yeah, Aaron can't draw.
No.
So if you want to see some terrible drawing, check
Definitely
out that
watch
video.
the video, yeah. But it was, you don't, unlike Pictionary, you do play it simultaneously. So everybody's kind of doing it something every turn, so it's a bit more engaging.
Which is great, The teams are racing against each other to get it.
I did say at the time there's kind of a roll and move system attached to it for moving around the board.
Yes.
Yeah. But I don't know really how much that actually affected the gameplay. It could pretty much just be a Twister style spin the wheel. And
it was just a way of randomising what happens, and that's fine. I don't think anyone would be playing that seriously to win.
No.
You want to win as in you want to win each round and do well, but if you only rolled ones and they rolled sixes, you just I don't care.
Yeah,
well,
you get more chances to draw.
Yeah,
you get more games. Yeah. So I really enjoyed Gutterhead. Did you pick it up?
We did. Yeah.
Hey, cool. So we'll have to have another go at that.
Yeah.
So we will try and do a let's play when we can gather enough twits to make it amusing.
We did play it as a 2-player when we got home. We made it a 2-player version.
Okay.
Which didn't go down too well. But I missed out and I really wanted to try it.
Oh.
So we made a 2-player variant.
Yeah. Well, you can join us in our let's play.
I don't want to be in his team though because he's not to draw.
He does. He really does.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I can't defend myself for that because I am that bad. I'm terrible.
I quite like the idea of mixing it up with other games as well, where you could take the mechanics from that, but take some of these other adult party games and use the cards from those.
You could take the Random Minds cards.
You could.
And insert them into the Gutterhead game.
Yes.
Yep.
So that was the second party game that
so
we
you
played.
could probably segue there.
Nice. Well done. Smooth transitions. Yeah, so Random Minds is a bit like a Cards Against Humanity style game where you'll get one person will be the judge and they'll get sort of a starter card, and other players use randomised cards to sort of either finish the question or...
Yeah, tell a story.
Yeah, this one is to tell a story rather than just put something down as a sort of one-line response as Cards Against Humanity does. I've played so much Cards Against Humanity that, and I've got so many expansions for it, I'm starting to get a little bit, okay, Cards Against Humanity. Yeah. It's fine with sort of brand new people because you can put down terribly shocking things and you enjoy their reaction.
Yeah.
But those sorts of games, their appeal fades quite quickly.
You can get desensitised to it a bit.
Yeah, which is why
part of it is the shock value.
Yeah, which is why we've never really done anything with Cards Against Humanity because
it's almost old hat to us now.
Yeah, it is what it is. Some people say it's a horrible, racist, misogynistic, sexist, nasty game.
And those people will be right, but it's also a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Good take on social justice. It's good to know. I don't really hold with that, but
because the intention's completely different.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean, we've moved into a kind of meta Cards Against Humanity where we're trying to be clever and trying to appeal to the specific person, where they'll go, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
See, I struggle with Cards Against Humanity because you only get one card to be funny, and you're
Yeah.
a bit like, if you've not got really anything good in your hand, where at least with Random Minds you can pick a story, so you can take it off on a random tangent.
Yeah, so you have objects and action cards?
Yes, you have
people.
And people,
yeah.
Yes.
And you've got a sort of reasonable selection of each every turn.
Yeah. And then you flip over like a starter.
Yeah. And then use as many cards as you like to make your funny tale.
Yeah.
Which, that's kind of, that's what appealed to you, isn't it?
Yeah, because I don't have to be funny, and we all know I'm not funny with one-liners. I've got to go off on a random tangent.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it as well is that you put the cards down, but you can kind of fill in the gaps and tell the story and kind of perform the story a little bit, and that makes it a bit more engaging than just someone else reading out the card you put.
Yeah. One thing I think I kind of like and also don't like is I like it because it enhanced the game. I don't like it because it made it less of a game. Is the fact that when it was being described of how to play, you can pretty much use as many cards as you want that you've got in your hand. You can put them in any order. You do what you want, really. You don't.
There's no challenge if you have to use 3 cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that not satisfy your gaming urges?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very open, but then that makes potential to create a more interesting story. So
yeah,
you could make a house rule though.
You could.
That you have to use one of each colour card.
Yeah, so you could mix that round by round as well.
Yeah.
You could even make your own little deck of different rules and slap them down. Cool. Expansion already.
Yeah.
Different
You're
ways of
welcome,
playing each
Random
round.
Minds.
Yes. Please credit us. Yes, us.
Yay!
Because it wasn't necessarily my idea, so I want some of the credit. So I enjoyed Random Minds. You picked that up as well.
We did, yeah.
So anything that we've bought, having played it, generally is kind of a recommendation of some kind.
Yeah.
Maybe not a long-term recommendation. It might just mean they're really good at demoing a game, or it's got an instant appeal.
Yeah.
But it was fun enough for us to pick up.
I think, like you said, it's the type of game you can probably pull out when you've got some friends over that you don't game with regularly.
Yes.
But they're friends that you know won't just leave your house going, "The hell was that?"
Actually, it's quite similar to Fun Employed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where you've got a kind of a scenario and then you build on it in the way that you like.
Yeah.
Again, that's quite.
I think with Fun Employed, you need to be slightly more creative in your answers.
A bit more role play.
A bit more role play, but similar kind of idea.
Yeah. So check out episode 100 where we played Fun Employed. So we also checked out a few tabletop RPGs. Now they're a little bit tricky. You can't really have a demo of an RPG in like 10 minutes.
No.
It's a bit mad. But there was one that stood out, which was the Sins RPG.
Yep.
Which is a post-apocalyptic game, very similar to the World of Darkness, both in mechanics, using a dice pool, and also in theme. Seems quite dark. Working off of your characters' motivations and their ability to manipulate the emotions of others, fueling their powers. It seemed quite interesting.
Yeah.
And one of our regular gaming group picked it up. So you can check.
Of course he did.
Yes.
Called that.
Yeah, he called it and then went, "You need to check that out." And it's like, it's really expensive when you're right. So we will play that and maybe do something a bit more in depth on it. But there is a little video of us being talked through the game, being shown how the system works, a little bit about the setting. I think it looks really interesting, and it's a beautiful book.
It is.
As
it's
well.
very well produced.
Yeah. The sort of graphic design, the quality of it, the layout looks really, really nice. I kind of wanted to run off with one of their limited edition ones and lick it and keep it.
The black one.
Yes, yeah.
The black one with like the silvery imprint on it. That was lovely.
It was a wee bit pricey for me though.
It was.
Yeah.
But it was con exclusive, wasn't it? So
Yes. So these things are good. I also picked up 3 source books for Call of Cthulhu. Doors to Darkness, 5 scenarios for beginning Call of Cthulhu Keepers. And the reason I bought that is that my other roleplay group that includes No Twits, I have other friends, has... The first thing I ran for them was D&D 5th edition. Then I ran a bit of Call of Cthulhu, and now we're doing a Pathfinder campaign. But one of the players is really interested in running and becoming a DM. So I'm going to sort of coach them through a little bit, help them out what they're doing, and I bought that for him to take away and to use.
Awesome.
So
you generous man.
I may try to do a review of how good those scenarios are for actual beginning keepers with a beginning keeper.
Ooh.
That's my plan, is to leverage my gift into content. But it's a fairly new book, hardback. It's quite nice. Only cost £20. It's all right.
Yeah,
quite pretty thing. I mean, the new line of Call of Cthulhu stuff is very pretty. It is well produced, solid hard wearing. Whereas like my old 6th edition paperback copy that was covered in spit and flies.
Looks like it belongs in a Call of Cthulhu story.
Yes.
And I love that you thrown them in the deep end early on in their roleplay careers and let them face death and madness.
Yeah, definitely.
See who makes or breaks.
I didn't kill all of them in
that
the
makes a
scenario
change.
we played, but I did kill most of them, and the rest weren't promised a long lingering death because the sun went out. Good times. The other 2 books I bought were Alone Against the Dark, Defying the Triumph of the Ice, and Alone Against the Flames. Both of these are solo adventures, so they work like the old Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Oh, neat.
Using the Call of Cthulhu rule system with sort of pre-made characters and such like. I'm gonna ask Chaosium whether or not they'll allow me to have a playthrough on the channel, because it is reading out of a book. There might be copyright issues, but whether they do or not, I will be playing through them and enjoying them. I think these are really interesting to see how the people that make the game kind of expect it to be played, or the kind of tone, the kind of feel, the kind of checks you'll be making. I mean, it will be slightly different because it is a one-player game, not a group game. But I think it'd be interesting to do that. So if I can't play them for the channel, I will again review them.
I quite like the idea of a group playing as one person.
We could all democracy.
Yeah,
have a kind of democracy round.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay released a new edition. Which isn't made of cards and cardboard and custom dice, and is really a tabletop board game with the veneer of an RPG. It's an actual proper version of the game. Games Workshop had a giant area.
They did.
Which I remember the first time we went and we were like, Games Workshop aren't here. Because they don't believe in adverts.
And then last year they came, but they only bought their really expensive models to show off, and that was it.
Yes. And now they've kind of expanded. They had a whole painting area. They had loads of demo games. They had a giant shop bit. They've really kind of gone for it in a big way. Again, we talked a couple years ago about how Games Workshop were shit and didn't know what they were doing. And it's another sign of them kind of trying to reverse and backpedal on that shitness.
We're sort of trying to catch up.
There's still lots of people complaining about them though.
Well, there always will be, but I think at least they're making an effort in some areas.
Yeah, they were trying to bring the kids into model painting and stuff.
I thought that was quite. The model painting bit was good. I mean, it reminded me of the old days of the store when you used to go in and actually had people in there painting.
As opposed to it being closed for lunch.
Yeah,
just one very tired-looking man behind the counter going, "This is everything I do now. They don't let me leave, apart from for lunch."
While on the topic of RPGs, we did have a quick chat with Grant Howitt about his new game Spire.
Yes, we did. That looked really interesting.
It does, and I believe that's you're playing like is it a band of dark elf freedom fighters?
So the setting is the Spire, which is a big kind of steampunk version of a cyberpunk city. So what you'd expect from cyberpunk being most like corporations,
dystopia,
control, layered city, people living above each other, projecting up a mile into the air, that kind of thing. But with a colonial narrative of the high elves have come in and taken over the city from the dark elves, and you play dark elf resistance fighters. So there's a commentary on colonial conquest. And the casting of certain races or groups of people as being bad.
Described it as urban fantasy punk. Like
yes. It sounds really interesting. It was quite pricey though, so I didn't pick a copy up.
Yeah. I mean, it kickstarted last year, didn't it? So they're going to be at Kickstarter prices for a while.
Yeah, but it's one I'd definitely look out for. And we had a little chat with him that you can find on the YouTube channel. He's a very nice, very enthusiastic, slightly bearded man.
We did find a game called Minerals that I quite enjoyed.
Yeah?
That it is about minerals.
Yeah. It looked like you two were having a lot of fun. It wasn't fun to film.
No. I think
it's probably a really good sit across the table from each other, thinking intently and playing a game like a modern drafts or chess type game.
Yes.
But
we've talked about certain games where we sit opposite each other and you don't talk, you just stare at the board and you think very deeply about what you're doing. Patchwork is a bit like that, another two-player game.
Tet is like that.
Yeah. I thought, is that the one that you use not to knock out horses?
No, it's the laser chess.
Yeah, so it seemed like it had that kind of vibe, but it does play more than just two people?
But you can play it to 5 players. So,
okay, cool.
And each turn is fairly quick, so I can't imagine anybody being completely kicked out of it for ages, and it's very pretty. That's
another one that's coming to Kickstarter, isn't it? Or coming out soon.
We played the prototype, which is what it wasn't fully together. The tiles were together and they were lovely. They were mineral things, but the little sucker pieces.
I thought it was a neat
I love the sucker pieces.
Do you want to describe how that worked for people listening? Because obviously,
all I wanted to do was just start sucking things up with the pieces.
That's exactly what you do.
They're like the dart guns, the little sucker bits you get on the end of the darts.
Yes.
But really small.
Yeah.
With like a drawing pin with a sucker. Yeah. That were painted bright colours.
and which allowed you to take the pieces because they're all like hexagonal tiles.
No, acrylic, aren't they? So it sticks to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've played games with that kind of hexagonal tile-based system. You need to get someone out the middle, knock it, and it can just destroy what you've set up.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucker is very nice to literally pick it straight out of the middle of the thing without interrupting anything else. Keep it all to yourself. Your tiny mineral.
Yes. And then you spend the minerals to move your piece around?
No, it's a bit like Takanoko, where you have like set collection.
Yeah.
Where you collect certain colours in a certain pattern, and then that would get you a card with so many points on it.
Yeah.
It's that one that everyone likes, where you collect gems that we didn't like when we played it.
Splendor.
Yeah. It looked a bit like that.
But better.
No, it was more of it's a strategy game in that you take your mineral piece, and whatever colour piece you take, you have to move in a straight line for that many pieces.
Yeah.
Okay.
So white, you have to move 1. Pink, you have to move 3. Black, you have to move 4.
So you're trying to plan ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can only go in a straight line unless you get a cheat card. You trade a pink tile in to get a cheat card that changes direction.
Okay.
You
can
can get
change
trapped
direction
quite
once.
easily, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
'cause
somebody knocks off my half of the hive and left me abandoned.
So as soon as part of the board is split away, so you've got a gap in the middle of the table between it. If there's no players on that, all those pieces disappear.
Yeah.
You get to keep one of them, all the rest of them go. Theoretically, you can do that with another player on there and just stick them on their own little tiny island, which then causes them to have a bad turn the next turn.
So they
eat
their little bit of island and then,
And then they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And you get stuck. And then you can't get the pink piece.
Yeah.
You need that we're both competing over to get the best score at the end of the game. Yeah.
So do they die if that happens, or do they get Eurogame join back in?
Oh,
Yeah, you respawn basically on a white tile on the edge.
Yeah.
So you just lose a chance to get points at that point.
It looked interesting, but it seemed to go on for quite a while. You're playing for 45 minutes?
I think that was me, though.
I think because it advertises 20 to 30 minutes a game, but I think for the first game it took a bit longer.
Yeah.
But I'd say half an hour is probably a good estimate.
Yeah, I think so. One time when we started getting into it, each turn was going a lot quicker as we were like, right, I can do that, and the next turn I can do this.
Easy to pick up?
Very.
Not with a sucker, as in.
It was very easy.
But
in both ways, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very easy to pick up.
Yeah. This tile does this. There you go. You get that points. Each that colours do special things as well. Done.
Cool. Another game that isn't out yet that I quite like the look of was Whitewashing. Which was a multiplayer card game where you were attempting to launder money. And I love the fact that they'd made the pack look like an old-fashioned cardboard box washing detergent with a little sloped front. So I love a pun, and it was a physical pun, a pun you could hold in your hands.
Yeah.
Just don't get on very often.
No, it's well thought out, clever.
Yeah.
It looked fun to play.
Yeah. We've talked before about our love of bluffing games and games that force you to interact and size up other players. And that very much had that feel. You have a handful of money cards and action cards as well. You present one face down to one of your opponents, tell them roughly what kind of card it is, whether it's money, whether it's an action, what kind of colour it is, if it's a coloured card, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then they have to decide whether they're going to keep it or whether they're going to give it back to the other person, because you're all trying to launder your money through all these different businesses. So you might give someone a card that's really valuable in the hope that they'll reject it. You might give someone a really crappy card in the hope that they'll accept it. But it might come back to you.
Yeah.
So I liked it because every time it was my turn, I had an important decision to make.
Yeah.
And also in other people's turns, they were giving me decisions.
Yeah.
So there was always decisions to be made. And there's a surprising amount of strategy as well. You could look at other people's piles of cards and go, oh, if I give them... I might have a card that means the next one of that colour I put down gets nullified. So I'm going to offer Aaron like a -5, which is the worst card. Because if he takes it, he's at -5. If it comes back to me, it gets nullified, so it doesn't count.
Yeah.
So you've got like the combinations of different abilities and cards that I liked. It was quite a long game, but I'd just take some of the cards out or play with more people and speed it up a bit.
Yeah. I think I just broke it in my head, the game, slightly.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 people playing on that example we played.
Yes.
And it could work out where if 2 people got into a bit of a battle with each other, the other person would never be really given a card.
No.
Because they give cards out as part of their action, which can be refused, but, for the most part, the other 2 players could kind of dominate the game and free somebody out.
But you'd at least score 0.
This is true.
And
You wouldn't lose.
someone had a minus score in our game.
Yeah.
Was it you?
But no,
No, I had a positive score.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite interesting. I did think it went on slightly too long. It might just be because it was the first time played. But there was a big stack of cards, and it plays until you run out of cards. And I felt it could probably have done with maybe 10 or 15 cards taken out to make it just a few minutes shorter.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Complaining about the amount of game you get in a box.
No, yeah.
But I mean, if you think about a game of poker, some of those last rounds with people,
Oh.
they could be sitting there staring at the cards and staring at the other person for about 10 minutes because of that decision.
We had to ban one of my friends from playing poker with us because he'd be next and he'd spend 5 minutes deciding whether he wanted to put like his 10p in. I'd be like, Pete, just fucking play. Just decide.
Yeah.
It's very important. So he's dead now.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And not collecting 10p's anymore, clearly.
No, I pushed them up him as punishment.
And there was a game at Expo that was based on a periodic table
Yes, I really enjoyed this.
Yes.
by my new friend Graham, Dr. Fraser Bell, who is my new bestie. I love him to pieces.
Is he Dr. Graham Fraser Bell?
Dr. Graham Fraser
Is
Bell.
it Accentuate Games?
Accentuate
He's
Games.
almost Alexander Graham Bell.
I know.
He's kind of like he's like a mixed up version of it.
I know.
Just like the game.
I know.
That's not your joke.
I know. I was very sad when I got home to realise that I only had 96 of the 112 tiles.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you were only supposed
only
to have.
get 96 of the 100. I thought you got
Oh, right.
every periodic table, but it turns out some of them are completely you cannot use in a word game.
Okay.
So they didn't include them to make
Like
it easier. For you.
Zevonium.
Yeah, but then I was popping all the letters out as you do, and I was very sad. And I put them all on the board, and I was like, oh,
I suppose it makes gaps and
it does. It
But
makes
then,
gaps.
like I say, it would make some impossible options.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
maybe not if you were playing in other languages.
Yeah, that's true. So the game is called Frenetic. It's based on the periodic table. It's basically like Scrabble, so you make words, but you make them out of periodic elements,
Yeah.
and then you score the points based on the score of the periodic elements, but you've only got 45 seconds per round, and it's the first one to 1,000 points wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Aaron sucks at this game.
Yeah.
Because there's also a little extra rule that we didn't play during the demo test.
Okay.
Potentially because it would have made it too hard for people.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you're playing it in a competitive setting, when you're at home, it's perfectly fine. You swap to whoever goes first each turn,
Okay.
and the first player to say a word gets it. If you put it down, you don't get
You
it.
cross it through.
Yeah, so you can't get duplicate
And in
words.
future rounds,
You can't
you
use
can't
those
use
words.
previous words. You can't just copy what someone else
No.
has already done.
It has to be new
Yeah.
words every round.
Yeah.
So when you say you make words out of the periodic table, what you mean is if you have sulfur, oxygen and nitrogen, you could have sun, S-O-N.
Yeah.
Or you could have soon because you could use oxygen twice.
Yeah, so you pull out 8
or
tiles.
suns.
Is
Yeah.
it 8 tiles to
8
start
tiles
with?
to start with,
And then it's 4 per round.
Yeah. And the periodic number of that element is the number of points it's worth.
Yes.
And some of them are so kind of rare and hard to use in words that
They
they double
double
the
points.
entire word,
Yes.
like LV,
Yeah.
which is aluminum.
Yes.
Levone?
Yeah.
And this is why
Which
it's
is
an educational game, because Brian and I are now learning the periodic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to market it as an educational game, which is fine, but it does have an educational kind of feel to it. But it's not a game that is solely for education. I would happily play this game.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to playing it again because I know people in our group have bought a copy.
We now have 2 copies.
Yes. So we could, in theory, I don't know.
Run 2 games at the same time.
Yes, we have a tournament. We have
Yeah.
a special Critical Twits Frenetic tournament. It's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds. It's a bit like Catchphrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not Catchphrase. No.
No.
A bit like Countdown.
Countdown. Oh yes. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the word I meant to say.
It is a bit like Countdown, yeah.
But it's the we'll say 3D, but it's the placement of some of the elements on a completely different side of the table to the other.
Yeah, because you place them on a map that has the periodic table on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're looking in different directions. So it's not just to follow a line across and then see if you can just rearrange it. You're having to look up and down, potentially from one side of the board to the other.
Whereas we found we only make words from our relevant
Sides.
symbols on our relevant sides.
Yeah.
Because that's your instinct, because that's how you're
You
taught to read.
Got
so
45 seconds, you just go for your
So
bit.
you kind of have to unlearn
It's
yourself.
very
first.
time pressured. And then
It
each
is.
round you add a couple extra tiles on.
4
so-
tiles.
Yeah.
4 tiles per round.
How many do you start with?
8.
8. So you keep going until you've got 1,000 points. You could have
Yes.
5 rounds. You could have 2.
It
You could
took
have
me
1 if
6
you're somebody
rounds.
who's amazing.
Oh, that lady was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed her how to play it and she tripled my score and then kicked me off the leaderboard.
You were winning for an entire day until that
A
point.
day and a half I was winning.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I was one of the only people to play at the press release, so
Yeah.
I was always going to win that.
So that moves me swiftly on to how the expo itself was run and how it felt, because it's something that's expanded each year, and they're able to run that press event in that way because they had 2 halls, not 1 this year.
Rumours are there's going to be 3 next year.
Yeah? Where did these rumours come from?
It's
Very-
one of the volunteers.
Fleetwood Mac, 1977.
It was our undercover operative.
That's a really
We had an
good
inside source.
joke. You had an inside source.
Inside source that we met in the jacuzzi.
I see. So no sex in public, but you're inside the source
In the
in a
jacuzzi.
jacuzzi. Fair enough.
Well, so for some stats, the floor space this year was about 30% bigger than previous years,
Yeah.
and there were around 21,700 tickets sold for the event.
Jesus.
It felt like
Yeah.
that on the Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was only myself and Jamie were only there for the Friday, along with Colin. You were there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So you did the preview, and then our assorted friends and hangers-on, those kind of people, were there for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Some of whom you'll know from the podcast.
Yeah. One of the things I quite like they did this year is that they had the tournaments in. I don't know what it's like from a tournament setting. They may have a different story. If you have, please tell us.
Yeah.
But it was nice from a pundit's kind of point of view to have the tournament setups in the same hall as some of the smaller of the 2 halls. So they had a quieter area, but
Yeah.
so they weren't sort of ostracised off in the corner like they felt like they
were
were
kind of
last year.
miles away last time.
A bit.
It meant they could nip out if they finished the game early. They could go and have a look around
Yeah.
easier rather than having a 5-minute walk back to the place and
Yeah.
then being checked on the way in and out and that kind of thing.
There was a whole bunch of Vikings walking around,
Yeah, I don't like that.
chanting
Oh,
and
they
singing
wanted-
happy birthday to developers, which was amazing.
I get confused by cosplay and by the reenactors and the historical people that go. They have fun and they're not in my way, so it's fine.
But-
enjoy yourself. But my brain just goes, "That's not a game. That's not a game.
Why are there
That's not a game."
Vikings outside on the field?
Yeah. It was
Why
like
were there Vikings
some kind of
outside on the field?
post-apocalyptic tent city. it was like,
With dragons?
yeah.
I think we should make a challenge for Brian that, one of these expos in the future, he has to go and cosplay just to experience it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Next
What
year.
would you like me to cosplay as? Put your suggestions in the comments.
Can we have a group outfit? Can we have a theme?
Can we be the Powerpuff Girls and Jamie could be the dad?
Can I be Blossom?
Which one's
The
Blossom?
red one.
Yeah, I'm the green one.
But okay.
So I get to
Yes.
be Bubbles.
Yes, you
Yeah.
get to be Bubbles, the blue one.
No, I can live with that.
Yeah.
I could go in pigtails. It's fine.
Okay, so we've decided our own cosplay. We won't make it a competition.
No, we'll
No,
make
no,
a
we still
competition
We
still.
still want suggestions
Yeah.
of things that are better than that and just see. if
Or we can be Powerpuff Girls on the Friday. We can
My
be
Little Ponies on a Saturday.
No, we can't do
Can I
My
be-
Little Ponies. Tales of Equestria is still scared of Brian.
I scared them last year and they ran away when I saw them this year.
Yeah.
But I would love to be Twilight Sparkle
Oh.
because she's goth as fuck.
Yeah?
Cool. Killed that conversation. Yeah, I'll try anything once, which is why I can't walk properly anymore. Anything to add? What have you missed, Jamie? You've got a memory.
I've also got a list of
Is
things
it
to play.
Ram or Rom? Rumbleslam, which is kind of as Blood Bowl is to American football, Rumbleslam is to
American Wrestling.
American wrestling.
Yeah.
So you have some fantasy races in a wrestling ring, fighting and trying to throw each other out.
I liked
Like
how,
a Royal Rumble kind of
I
thing.
liked how
Yeah.
creative you got with it. Like you instantly went to, the mechanics of the game support it, but it to my mind it was literally they're just going to move next to each other and something will happen. They'll hit each other.
And then one
Yeah,
of them will
but-
yeah.
But you instantly went to I want my guy to climb up on the ropes over here and then jump over, and just really getting into
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
the spirit of the
Squash the
theme.
goblin
Yeah.
with an ogre. And then I leg locked an orc and threw him out.
Yeah.
And then I jumped up and down on a troll until it died. It was fun.
I was surprised by just how much the content they've got out there.
There was so much stuff.
So many minis.
I'd never heard of it before.
No.
I've never seen it before.
No.
And they had like racks upon racks of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was variety. It wasn't like they just had 3 boxes over and over again.
Yeah.
Because it's new. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It had some snazzy dice.
Yeah, one thing you asked the developer or the people promoting it was the whether or not it comes with the wrestling ring.
Yeah.
And they kind of downplayed it and said, well, it comes with like a play mat, like in different environments, like woods or grassland or things like that. But I had a quick look on their website, and actually that wooden wrestling rings is £15. I don't think that was too bad.
No, that's all right,
I'd
actually.
like that.
It's quite a big, solid thing, actually.
It was fairly sturdy because I was pegging my models off of it on the ropes. So
Yeah. I'd want it to look. I think it's a thing. It's why I didn't go for Necromunda when it came out. Because if I'm playing a miniatures thing, I like to have the scenery.
The Necromunda thing that was there, the hive.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Pity you can't buy it in a box, Games Workshop. You're not as good as you think you are. I think the thing with Games Workshop, I meant to say this earlier, is they're like your first love that broke your heart. And even like 20 years on, you can't just... even if like... that they pop up on a Facebook post talking to a mutual friend, you kind of die inside and have to eat a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
I have to admit, I was talking with some people I work with about the stuff we do, and they still play a bit of Games Workshop. One of them has mentioned Spire, which might be actually worth looking at from what I've been describing. But it was like, you guys really don't like Games Workshop stuff, do you? And I was like, no, they've hurt us.
If you say Rumbleslam, I think Random Fan, because that's where you met your...
You met Random Fan,
your Critical Twits fan, who we don't know the mystery of.
No, please let us know who you are.
You were wonderfully patient. Feel free to interrupt us whenever we're doing anything.
Didn't realise they were waiting.
Well, none of us did until we watched the video back afterwards.
So very nice to be recognised in a positive way for once. Getting out of Peterborough for you. No one knows what I'm really like. So yeah, please identify yourself to us somewhere, and we will send you a thing.
Yes.
Secret thing.
Yes.
I
know a secret thing we can send.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Cool.
I have a secret twit thing.
Yeah, but it was nice that people kind of know who we are. And such like, which is good.
A couple of games that we haven't talked about yet was all of the Big Potato games.
I loved Big Potato games.
Big Potato.
Had so much fun with Big Potato games.
Yes.
We played Klask.
Not a Big Potato game.
Produced by them, but they do sell it.
Yeah, so they sell it. They're importing it in from Europe. Klask apparently is quite big in like Scandinavia and
proper tournaments with like
But I wanted a game of Klask, a board of a Klask board.
A Klask board.
Yeah, and they're quite expensive to import. So I'm really glad someone in the UK is bringing them in.
Yeah,
it's kind of a bit like table football.
Yeah,
but with magnets, and you have like a pawn on the top. Use a magnet underneath to move it around. And you try to get the ball in the opponent's goal without falling into your own one or getting other magnet things stuck to you, which puts you in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, if you were a girl that grew up in the 80s, you may remember Precious Places. It's kind of like Precious Places crossed with Subbuteo.
That's obscure. Yeah. I don't want to talk about girls' precious places. Not that kind of podcast. Try My Dad Wrote a Porno if you're into that kind of thing. Going to have to totally look up Precious Places.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed it. I kind of just wanted to play that all day.
Yeah, that was really fun.
It scratches the same itch that Crokinole does.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
But in a much smaller board.
Yeah.
Clickbait, we played with Big Potato Games, which is a Reiner Knizia
Dr.
game.
Reiner Knizia.
No, we're not a formal. Good old Reiny. Clickbait is a game where you roll some dice.
Yep. Get some letters from rolling the dice. Then you have to make a tagline for a product that is drawn from a deck. Yeah.
Using those things. All right.
Yeah, it was sort of quick fun thing. I think it's nice palette cleanser type game if you just want to muck about quickly.
I have to say, Becky and I had an amazing time playing this game because we were trying to find the most obscure things for you guys to make ad campaigns for.
Yeah.
So we actually had a lot of fun trying to torture you with it. So I'm not sure if it's more fun to play the game or to be the game's master.
Yeah, well, if you're taking turns judging,
Yeah.
anyway, as you go round,
You can pick something funny.
Yeah.
that's fine. So that was the thing that made me go, who are these people? I like them. They have an old-fashioned... Is it a camper van or a...
It's almost like an old-fashioned ice cream van, to be honest.
Sort of.
Isn't it just like a transit van that's been
The
painted
one
yellow
that-
with lots of
Yeah,
potatoes?
the one they had there was like a
It's got a little kind of almost like
Yeah.
80s looking one, like a smaller one.
Yeah.
Bright yellow, covered in
the potato
logos
van.
and potatoes, and they gave me a fuzzy potato,
His,
Yeah.
name,
which is not a sex thing.
So
Tater.
they've actually got plans
Is his name Tater?
his name's Tater.
As in, as the
As in
mascot?
per Tater. Yeah.
I've renamed mine. Mine isn't called Tater.
No, it's called Tater.
No.
There are more than one of them.
Yeah, there's lots.
There
Yeah.
are hundreds
They had a
of
sack
them.
full of taters.
You need to look the gif up of them vacuum packing them. It's the most tragic looking thing ever.
They were all squeezed up against the windscreen of the van. I just like a video of them driving that thing into the expo.
Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be funny.
That'd be really
The
cool.
video on their Instagram of them releasing the potatoes from the windscreen was amazing. It was a
Nice.
potato cascade waterfall of all of them just coming off the windscreen.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about Big Potato Games is that I didn't know I loved Big Potato Games
Yeah.
until we were at the Den Board Game Cafe and they pointed out that I'd consistently picked up Big Potato Games throughout the day.
Yeah. I was surprised looking through what they had on at their van.
Yeah.
How many of their games I had played.
Yeah,
It sounds
same
really
here.
dodgy that
Yeah.
they were selling games out the side of their van
Yeah.
They've
and
got-
inviting people into their van
And taters.
and taters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have like very consistent marketing, but each game is very distinctly different, so you don't feel like you're.
They're
playing.
all fun games. There's
Yeah.
nothing like sort of really heavy
Mostly party games.
Yeah.
party games or quick to pick up
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of games, such as weird things humans search for.
I like
Yeah.
this one.
Now, I'm actually quite envious of the fact that Wired, the actual blog website conglomerate, that
Yeah.
came up with the idea of doing interviews with people, especially celebrities and so on,
Yeah.
that are using Google search terms
Yes.
as the questions. So they get the interviewee to fill in the blank.
Yeah. So,
So-
when you type in
What does John Boyega something
blank.
blank, and then they have to guess what the most searched terms are.
Yes. And so in the game you have 10, is it?
Yeah. Top
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Weird Things Humans Search For follows a very similar idea.
Yeah. So I would have the critical twits blank. You would have a minute or 30 seconds, whatever it is, to write down what you think it is, and then you go, right, I think that one's the top one, that one will be, and these other two will be on there.
Yeah.
And you go through, you get more points the higher up it
I
is.
think it's
If
4 points
the-
if you get
the
your
top
first
one.
choice.
And
Yeah.
then 1 point
1
for all
point.
the others.
for all the others. Yeah, and you just compete in that way, trying to do it. But they seemed like quite fun search terms.
Yes.
So my bum something.
Yeah.
My bum is.
My bum is, yeah.
Yeah.
There was one that is, it was My Child Is.
Yeah.
And one of the top 10 search terms was On Fire.
But then
Isn't that my
bum.
sex is?
No, but my bum as well. That was one of theirs. Was my
Yeah.
bum is on
On
fire.
fire.
So
Oh,
My
that's
favourite
weird.
one was My Colleagues Are.
Yeah.
on fire.
Did we play that one?
You
We
did
did,
play
yeah.
that one.
So there is a video of us playing all three of the Big Potato games, and you'll get to see the lovely staff from Big Potato demonstrating them, showing us how to play. And again, bit of competition between myself and Aaron. Place
Yes.
bets now. The Big Potato games, I'd secretly been a fan of them for quite a while and just didn't realise, because the games are all quite colourful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're quite quirky looking, very kind of... They kind of stand out on the shelf.
Yes.
But they don't stand. They're not all exactly the same. They stand out in their own
No.
way. So yeah, I didn't realise I've been playing quite as much of their things as I
Yeah.
have.
No, so if you've played Rainbow Rage or Obama Llama or Mr. Lister's Shootout, all Big Potato games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
They did.
Yes. Very clever. Oh, Villagers looks really interesting, yeah.
That was a good game. It was a bit like what's the Japanese game? You know
Go.
the one where you build the
Machikoro.
radio tower? Yeah, the Machikoro
Machikoro.
game.
Mhm.
And you kind of, it's a card building game, but you can't. You build your villager, but you can't have a carpenter unless you've got a lumberjack,
Mhm.
and you can't have someone to keep chickens unless you've got a carpenter because they need to build the chicken coops. So you have to build your village up, and you have to feed them, and keep your civilization going, and the artwork on those cards were absolutely beautiful.
So sort of very crisp and clean, wonderfully simple, simple but with a lot of detail in.
So what was that game called again?
Villagers.
Okay, I think I've seen that.
It's popped up on Facebook loads at the moment. They're doing really, really well on Kickstarter. I'm actually considering backing them, and they're fairly local to us actually because they're based in Lincoln.
Oh, cool.
Did they sell out their Kickstarter in 3 hours?
They fulfilled it in 3 hours. Yeah. And I can see why. It looks like it's a very well thought out system. The actual chains are very clean, very crisp, but very easy to pick up.
Adverts on Facebook for it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get anywhere near it.
No, because it was so packed.
So packed.
We only got to go near it at the press release. We went past it 4 times after that and didn't get to it.
Yeah.
But we did get to play Dice Summoners?
By
Decking Awesome Games, and that was a really fun game, even though my dice rolling sucks, and 2 of the people stepped in to help me play it, and I still sucked.
To the point where they looked over and went, I don't understand how you managed to roll the same set of figures
Is this one of those things where the people that made the game is like, I have no idea how this is happening to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the guys that runs it, obviously
have sex outside.
he obviously realised how much I sucked, so he sat down and started helping me. He was handing out leaflets and explaining the game. Aaron was winning so much that he thought I was playing the game wrong.
Okay.
So he sat down and started to help me. And then the next thing I knew, I had another awesome woman from Decking Awesome Games sat next to me, who was literally watching my dice rolls and moving my counters and trying to defend my creatures, because Aaron was just obliterating me. And it was the same dice roll after roll. And she was like, I cannot believe this. And the other guy was like, I thought that 10 rounds ago.
So is this a custom diced game?
It is, yes. It plays not dissimilar to Dice Masters, but better. So you basically...
That's good, but it's not hard. Sorry.
It's not collectible. Most importantly,
that's the thing that gets me.
You also both playing with the same set of choices.
Yeah.
So you start with your basic 3 monsters. They give you the 3 blue dice, which are your basic dice.
Yeah.
You roll those, get symbols on. You can either use those to defend yourself, attack other people, get new creatures, get new spells.
Are the creatures and spells all dice?
Yes.
So you just... almost like a kind of deck building experience, but with dice. So you're building better dice pools.
Yes. Yeah, but it was nice and easy to pick up.
Yeah.
Because it's just matching symbols to cards. Seems like there's a lot of strategy involved, and the box, we play sort of a smaller demo version of it.
Yeah.
With the box it comes with has got a multitude of different selections.
That sounds alright.
Yeah. It was good fun. I have never played anything like that before. And it did take 2 of them to help me, and I did lose really, really badly. But it was good fun, and they fed me Haribo. So.
Yeah, but it was only because you had...
Awesome games.
It was only because you had such bad...
Haribo Star Mix, and they had 50 bags of it, and people didn't want them, so I ate many. And Aaron won, so I took his Haribo.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
That's what the lady from Decking Awesome Games
He didn't
said.
need the sugar, he had the rush of winning to sustain him.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounded good.
Yeah, that was good fun. And then the last one then that we played, that we randomly bumped into a gentleman named Jamie Frew. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I think it's said like that. Just known as Jamie because I introduced stuff, but a different Jamie obviously. Who showed us the Old Hellfire Club, which is still in a kind of beta state, shall we say, at the moment.
Okay, so I like the sound of it.
Yes. It's a storytelling game with a push your luck mechanic.
Go on. Colour me intrigued.
So you have a deck of cards.
Based in Victorian London.
Yes.
Nice, yeah.
So you are members. Oh yeah, I should restate sort of set the scene really.
Set the
You
scene.
are all members of the Old Hellfire Club,
Nice.
and you've had a heavy night of drinking, and you're out in the street. You've got no pennies left for another drink.
Okay.
You're really, really craving another drink. So what you decide to do is regale as a group the Hellfire Club with a tale of something amazing that has happened to you all, and the person who tells it the best wins the most pennies for more beer.
Just to interrupt there. So I'm just looking up the Hellfire Club, which apparently was a real thing.
Yes.
I love this. This is from Wikipedia. Such clubs were rumoured to be the meeting places of persons of quality who wish to take part in socially perceived immoral acts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the kind of stories you should be crafting.
Awesome.
Like podcasting.
Yeah.
Like Victorian podcasting on the street outside a pub for pennies.
Yes. Yeah. So you have a deck of cards, but rather than just a normal deck, it's made up of about 5 to 10 different suits. I think we played about 8 different suits.
Yeah, you've got objects and people, motives.
Tea time.
Okay.
That kind of thing. And they're numbered from 1 to 10.
Yeah.
10 being the best of the cards.
Yeah.
Which will win you that particular patron of that particular suit.
Okay.
If you get to play it. So you put the card down, you tell your little story. You have to put a minimum of 2 of them down.
Okay, and you have to tell a story that links the two?
Yes,
yeah.
And that links with the story the other person's been telling you. You're carrying on the story.
So you're passing the same story around.
Or you can challenge their story. So you could say, I was at Buckingham Palace for 10 points, but somebody else could say, oh, well, actually, no, you weren't. You were at the poorhouse or the workhouse for 2 points, and then you automatically lose that 10. You lose that card.
So if you play a card, if your opponent plays a card that is lower than the card you've just played of that suit, you lose everything.
I want to try that. That sounds good.
So there's that push there's that push your luck. Have all the low ones gone.
Yeah.
Try and get out the. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, it was nice, simple. The tale we weaved involved the butler being murdered by one of the HMS Waterloo or something. You know.
The dice we rolled was what the butler saw.
Or what the butler saw. Yeah.
So we came up with Jamie came up with the story that the butler had seen him kill his nan.
Okay.
And then Aaron stepped in and was like, no, he didn't. He killed Emily Bronte or something like that. And then I
know Emily Bronte was having a roll on the hay with the servant boy for a new book.
And then I stepped in and I was like, actually, we were at Buckingham Palace. I was a princess. The butler was having lunch with the valet, because obviously servants have lunch together. And then I shot the valet with my pistol because I was feeling whimsical, which is a picture of a kitten playing with a ball of yarn. And that was my motive, that I was whimsical. So I just shot the valet on my lunch out in the garden because I could.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that the garden... No, somebody else tried to dispose of the body and then they couldn't. So then my gardener stepped in and my gardener buried the body.
Yeah.
Because Jamie tried to put it through the mangle.
All I remember is that at some point Jamie got out a large battleship to assassinate somebody because he couldn't find anything closer.
Because he was trying to run away because you made him a vagrant.
Yes.
Yeah.
You tried to get him done for the crime of vagrancy.
It's a ridiculously silly story, but we were playing with a limited sex as a demo thing. There's a lot more of them. Cards are viable to them. Also feels like the stories are going to be completely different each time depending on how people are competing with each other. He's very carefully thought out the inclusivity angle of it, which I was one of the few that I've heard even discuss it as a concept. He said he's made sure there is between 20 and 30% of characters that are people of colour, famous people from the period.
Okay.
I think another 20% that were famous LGBT people of the time. So he's tried.
There was a lot of women in the game.
Yeah, he's made sure it's like 50%.
Split.
Yeah, 50% when 50% women.
And all of the artwork in the game and all of the facts on the cards in the game.
No, the facts are things he's written.
No, he said most of them were true.
Oh yeah, the facts.
The facts were true.
Yeah, the crimes and stuff he's researched, like the weirdest crimes he could find, anti-stealing and things like that.
And it's got weird facts on. But the only card that doesn't have a legit picture on it is the art fraud card, which is one he designed.
Yes.
So it's all got genuine.
That I'm pretty sure
Victorian
was Ryan. I think
facts and pictures
I think was sort of Victorian era painting of Ryan Gosling actually.
Nice. We love a bit of Ryan Gosling.
Or Ryan Reynolds.
No, I mean that's true. Couldn't tell.
We've never done our Ryan Off podcast. Long anticipated, long promised Ryan Off. We'll do it as a Twitflix one day.
Yeah.
Fine. So had no problems on the day. It felt more spacious walking around.
Yes.
I don't know what Saturday was like because last year Saturday was mad.
It was crazy.
It was. It was easier than it was the previous year.
Yeah.
But
it was getting a bit cramped, a bit hard to access.
I've seen a lot of people on Twitter saying that it was still better than last year on the Saturday.
Yeah.
It was quite funny though because on Saturday quite a lot of people took pity on us in our Twit t-shirts and they kept calling us over to sit down. because we looked knackered. So Andrew Harmon from Ominoes took one look at me and immediately got me a chair in a safe space because I looked absolutely knackered. I was shattered from buying of all of the things.
Thank you, Ominoes.
Yes. Yeah, so he
Yay Games.
Yay Games, and Andrew Harmon, who was absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
gave us a seat in a little safe place and then autographed our game because naturally we came home with Ominoes hieroglyphics.
Nice. I don't think I've ever played Ominoes. It sounds a bit scary. It's a bit Ominoes.
Ominoes, the dice game was really good.
It won awards last year, apparently.
But the new one's the hieroglyphics, which is a tile flipping game, which we tried and looked absolutely amazing. Yeah. And Aaron fell in love with, so we had to come home and we had to run around 5 minutes before Expo closed on the Saturday looking for Yay Games so that we could get Ominoes hieroglyphs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
cool.
but how did you find it, Jamie? I mean, because it's your first one as well.
Your first time.
I've been to expos before, largely video game expos as opposed to board game ones. And it was the best one I've been to, definitely, by far. On the Friday it wasn't too busy. Yeah. Everybody was willing and happy to talk to you about whatever. And actually, from my point of view, because I was behind a camera for most of it, 90% of people we spoke to were more than happy to be filmed as well. Which last time I tried to do that, everybody was hiding.
Oh, when we were at Dragon Meet. Yeah. I mean, in previous years, we've tried to sort of grab interviews with people, and they've been like a bit nervous. Everyone, I think, because we were videoing more gameplay.
Yes.
So the people that are demoing the games tend to be more outgoing. Whereas if someone that's there to maybe sell a game. And you're trying to get their sales pitch out of them, they're a bit more nervous. It was a great time. Didn't manage to stay this year for financial considerations, whereas Critical Aaron and wife of Twitter are obviously doing well. You stayed at the Hilton.
Booking.com, mate.
Yeah?
Booking.com.
Yeah.
Was it cheap as chips and I missed out?
I think it's also because we didn't stay on Saturday night, so we saved a lot of money just on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, I've noticed that the Thursday is cheap, the Friday is a bit more expensive, and the Saturday is like 3/4 of your money if you're staying the whole time.
But actually, comparatively, because we took quite a lot of our own food and drink and used their room service, which was cheaper than the restaurant prices, and we didn't have to pay for multiple lots of parking. Did they give you your parking? No, but it was a reduced rate because we were a hotel guest.
Yeah,
and it was right there, so we didn't have to carry things around. We didn't have to worry about driving home.
Yeah, so they have the Hilton kind of as the after party area,
and that's
part of the gaming area, and kind of other bits and pieces like podcasts and stuff.
And a board game cafe that was open till 11.
Love the board game.
So we could just go down, pick up a board game, go back up, play it while we were waiting for dinner, go down and switch games.
That's really good.
Thirsty Meeples actually had 2 setups this year, one in the hall.
Yeah,
one in the Hilton at the same time.
Yeah, they did that last year, I think.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. I just didn't know this.
Actually, I think last year they were shipping games across between the two. So they didn't have them both.
Have you guys been to Thirsty Meeples yet?
No.
I want to go. I like going to Oxford anyway, so...
Good trip.
Yeah, have a trip sometime.
We
Twits day out.
Next day out.
Yep.
All the random games that we bought end up coming from them. Because it's like, they've treated us nicely, recommend things for us.
Oh, that's true. We went and bought many board games.
Was there anything you were hoping to see that you didn't get to see?
You didn't get to see the shows you wanted to, did you?
No, I missed out on Nightmare and
The Dark
Room. And I think if I was to go again, I would go for 3 days. But I'd book all the shows for like the Saturday because it was really busy. And I think if I was going to shows, I'd be alright because I wouldn't be as in the expo.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Don't do that because we're going to do it.
Unless you want to use that to come and meet the Twits.
Yeah.
And then fair enough.
One day we'll have a podcast room there and we'll do a live podcast. Because Aaron will be fucking frightened as fuck.
Or over-energetic.
You looked really excited. Last time I mentioned doing that, you looked scared as all hell, but you looked okay with it this time, actually.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
But no, I was saying to Brian on the day, I think for what we went with very few expectations. We weren't really looking too much ahead of time about who was there.
No, I just wanted to kind of drift about.
Yeah, and I think we saw in that one day pretty much everything we wanted to see, bar 1 or 2 things that were, let's say, super busy.
Yeah.
But like, it's a good point. If you wanted to then go to some of those events, then that's where the second or third day would really come in handy.
Yeah.
But I was happy to just go for the one day and see all of the key games I wanted to see.
Yeah, we didn't really manage to catch up with some of our old friends, people like the Oligarchy team,
Yeah.
the Sirenscape team.
Yep.
We didn't get to talk to Modifius, who were doing great business and really busy.
Really busy.
There was a game called Holding On, The Troubled Life of Billy Kerr.
We tried to get into that all day Saturday, and there was such a queue.
So Jamie and I tried to have a go. There was one group in front of us, which happened to be the bastards from Shut Up and Sit Down, holding over their fame in front of it to push it. They didn't really, they're lovely people. But it's a game all about playing the carers for a man who is dying and uncovering his story. Again, a bit like Fog of Love.
Yeah.
Different theme, kind of more real. Didn't manage to find a copy of Dark Souls, the card game.
Oh, that's on pre-order on their website. I did ask.
Okay, yeah, I was hoping they'd be able to sort of demo it, but again,
There
very
is
busy.
not one copy left at Expo Saturday. We went there Saturday morning to ask if they had it. They had 6 retailers there selling it, and they all sold Friday.
Yeah,
There were 3 still in that cabinet, but they were lock and key.
They were empty.
They were empty as well.
They were
Wow.
empty.
I didn't manage. They were so busy selling not only the game but all sorts of related merchandise. I couldn't buy Unstable Unicorns, or even on the Friday. So I've ordered it online. And yeah, I think that's everything that I think. So it's if we ignored you and didn't get to meet you, we still love you. All the friends we've made in previous years, and we'll try again next year, or at Dragon Meet in December. It's kind of the same thing, but in a day.
There's also an event on in September that I was thinking if there's time I might go along to, or / we might go along to.
Ooh.
Cool.
I wasn't aware of it till the other day, and it popped up on Facebook.
I think it might have popped on one after you
After
said you were
after I
interested.
said I was interested.
Yeah.
And
it's in London again, isn't it?
it is Tabletop Gaming Live, which is on the 29th to the 30th of September at Alexandra Palace.
Ooh.
So that looks interesting.
Was that, sorry, which dates?
The 29th and the 30th of September.
So a whole weekend.
Saturday, Sunday, yeah.
Ooh.
I quite fancy, because I feel I missed out this year.
So that's that one. Tabletop
Cool.
Gaming Live.
See it, buy it, play it at Tabletop Gaming Live.
And
Cool.
I think there's some very similar people going, attending, like companies and so on, as went to UK Games Expo, but there were a couple of others as well I noticed that weren't there. So, yeah, that'll be interesting.
I've never been to a palace.
No?
Actually, no, I have. I've been to the Alhambra Palace. There you go.
Oh.
It's not funny or interesting, but it is true.
There is a game that sets
Called
there.
Alhambra, yes.
Yeah. You could have linked it, but we haven't played it, so we can't.
So that was the UK Games Expo 2018. Everyone had fun. Everyone enjoyed it.
It was really good.
It remains to me then just to mention Critical Joe, who came 107th out of 243 players at the Netrunner tournament.
But actually, if you look at the points
Which is not bad, actually. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
bad.
fair.
The spread was pretty tight. I mean, there was about I don't know, a quarter of the table that had 30 points. So it's like,
Yes.
everybody
They
very close.
played, those poor bastards played 8 rounds of Netrunner, which are each just over an hour long.
Yep.
They had delays at the beginning due to software, which they did sort out. And so I think they were playing from something like 10:30 in the morning till nearly midnight.
Yeah.
So well done them and the other members of our sort of Netrunner community who also attended. So just thought we'd give a shout out to our missing members. It makes us sound like eunuchs, doesn't it? Missing members. On that castrated note, I have been Critical Brian.
I've been Critical Aaron. I'm not sure I like it.
You don't like? See, I thought this was a new thing we could try and refer to ourselves in that way, but you don't like the sound of it, do you? You look nervous.
Twit Aaron, I think I prefer.
Because he wants to have a wife of Twit.
It could be Twittical Aaron.
Twittical Aaron, yeah.
Okay. I've been Brian Ennis.
I've been Twittical Aaron.
I'm still Critical Jamie.
And you've been Sparkle Princess. Say goodbye, Sparkle Princess.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Oh, you did a proper goodbye for once, you miserable sod.